Hey fam, welcome back to the channel. As you can see by the title, today's gonna be another what I eat in a day type of video. And of course, you know, we're gonna have a little chit chat session because y'all the fam. And you know, I gotta keep you guys updated on what's going on with me. If you're new here, my name is DeeDee. Welcome. My channel's all about my weight loss journey, my low carb way of eating, and me sharing meals that can hopefully inspire you on your journey. I was able to lose 90 pounds following low carb, then keto, carnivore, and now currently on a high protein, low carb diet, focusing on body recomposition and building muscle and primarily toning up my skin from all of this weight loss. So if that's something you're into or you'd like to follow my journey, then go ahead, hit that subscribe button and join the family. Okay, so what we got planned for today? We're gonna make breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I want to share with you some updates on how I've been feeling since I've recently changed my way of eating from carnivore to high protein, low carb. I also want to try on the dress. I know I told you guys about the bridesmaid's dress. I'm going to be in a wedding mid-January and we're in October. So I got like 3 months to get right, okay? I'm going to forewarn you, the dress is not fitting the way I want it to fit, but I'm going to work hard to get to where I want to be. So I'm going to show you the before. I'm going to also show you me wearing the dress in January so you can see, you know, did I meet my goals? Did I not? Did I have to let the dress out? Can I let the dress out? I don't know. You're going to see the dress today. The dress is crazy. Okay. All right. So I did start my morning off like I normally do. I already got my electrolytes. Today's flavor was Coco Loco. If y'all been following my journey, you know that I use the ketochow brand electrolytes. They also got some good shakes too. But yeah, this morning I used the Coco Loco, a little bit chocolate flavor. They got a whole bunch of variety of flavors and they're affordable, okay? And if you're on a low carb way of eating, carnivore, keto, all of that, electrolytes definitely help you with your energy and it gives you those vital nutrients that you need, like sodium, magnesium, the potassium, all of that you need when you're following a low carb journey. So if that's something you're looking for or you're interested, go ahead, look in that description box and you'll see a link. And if you click that link to purchase your electrolytes or your protein powder, then you'll get 10% off. When, okay? And I also started off my morning with some coffee. I've been trying to be a little fancy lately, y'all. So this is the coffee that I have. Now, you already know that when I travel for work, I head straight to Starbucks. If there's no Starbucks, I'll get Dunkin' Donuts for like an iced coffee. Now, I haven't started making iced coffees. I just bought these K-cups and I just make me a warm coffee in the morning. If any of you make iced coffees from these K-cups, I'm thinking I could just make me some coffee, put some ice in it, creamer, and keep moving, right? But then I know somebody mentioned they get like the cold brew, like the coffee that's already made, and then you just put ice in it. I don't know. So if you make iced coffee with K-cups, let me know down below in the comments. But I'm thinking about trying that tomorrow. But this morning, I just had a cup of coffee with some creamer, and then I have my electrolytes that I've been sipping on as well. So that's all I've had so far this morning. I'm gonna go ahead and make breakfast. I have a couple of errands to run. I'll do that. Then we'll come back. I'll show you the dress. We'll make lunch. We'll chat. We'll eat dinner. All of that, okay? I'm looking forward to it, and I'll see you soon. All right, fam, for breakfast this morning, I'm starting off with some ground turkey sausage. Now, y'all know I like to switch it up sometimes. I've used ground beef numerous times and ground pork, but today we're using turkey sausage, which has a lighter flavor, but it still gives you that savory kick. Okay, and I'm only cooking for myself, so I'm only taking about 1/3 of this roll. I've got my skillet on medium heat. I'm letting that cook for about 5 minutes on each side, and I'm going ahead and starting on my eggs. I cracked 2 eggs in a small bowl. I added just a pinch of salt and black pepper, and now all I'm doing is just making sure that the turkey sausage is fully cooked before we add these eggs in. I'm whisking them up until the yolks and the whites are well combined. And sometimes if I feel a little fancy, I might add just a splash of heavy cream because it makes the eggs extra fluffy and creamy. So that's a little tip if you like your eggs soft and light. Okay, The turkey sausage was looking good, and I went ahead and I poured my eggs right in there. I usually just gently scramble everything together until the eggs are fully cooked. For me, this only takes a few minutes, and I like my eggs on the fluffier side, so I don't overcook them. I just cook them just enough where they're set, but they are still soft. All right, these eggs are done. I'm turning that burner off, and now it's time to plate them. Okay, we're putting our scrambled fluffy eggs in there with turkey sausage. And to finish off this meal, I like to slice up a half of avocado. Now, I love having some healthy fat on the side because it keeps me full longer and it adds that creamy texture. All right, y'all, super simple breakfast, high in protein, low in carbs, and really satisfying. Now let's see what this tastes like. It's time to eat. Let's taste this breakfast. I don't know why I like to pair stuff with avocado, but I do. That's good. I love ground beef. I like the pork sausage. I make that sometimes and mix that with the meatballs, with the ground beef to make meatballs. I use the pork sausage with eggs sometimes. There's just so many options. Oh, let me take another bite and I'm going to tell y'all something. I wanted to give you all an update on how I've been feeling lately since transitioning over to high protein, low carb. So when I first started thinking about moving over to this new way of eating, I had a couple of concerns because I remember before going carnivore, I used to always feel bloated. I mean, I felt bloated, it seemed like every single day. And I thought that that was normal. That's just how I felt until I started eating carnivore. That's when things started to change. I felt light, I felt energetic, and also inflammation was gone, etc. So I knew when switching it up, I wanted to actually monitor and kind of slowly roll myself into it. So for example, like this breakfast, without these avocados right here, I would absolutely eat this on carnivore. But I love avocados, so like almost every day or every other day, I'll eat like half of an avocado. I might add it to my salad, I might add it to veggies, or just add it to a meal like this. So I'm slowly going in. Definitely not eating any kind of bread, pasta, or rice. And I think that those were the primary drivers of me feeling bloated. Okay. So right now, I think I'm more so of a keto-vorish way of eating, and I'm good with it. I haven't been feeling bloated yet. I haven't started feeling any type of downsides from bringing veggies back in. So right now, I'm feeling good. So we'll see. I'll definitely keep you updated. If you remember my last meal prep video where I made those cheesy bacon egg muffins, I heated those things up one morning, minding my business, eating my little egg muffin. I couldn't even finish my breakfast. I had to scramble some more eggs, and that's a problem, okay? A problem, because my family was all over it, okay? But that's a lessons learned. So I'm just gonna make more. I'm gonna make a batch for me and make a batch for them. And it's a quick, easy grab and go breakfast for them too. So I'm happy about that. Okay. I'm gonna finish eating this breakfast because I was starting to check my email. Forgot I was filming. I'm gonna finish eating this breakfast and then I'm going to get dressed because I have a couple of errands to run. But I'm gonna also show you the dress, the bridesmaid's dress, and show you what I'm looking like in the dress. Okay? I'll see you soon. Y'all, I was just in the closet fighting the dress. Me and the dress was fighting, okay? And the dress won. But we made up and now we here together, okay? So this is the dress. Now I told y'all I got some work to do for the next 3 months to make sure this dress fits the way I want it to fit. If not, we're gonna have to let it out. I probably shouldn't have eaten breakfast before trying on the dress, but at this point, it is what it is. This is what the dress looked like. So this is the before, and I will show you the after. Ooh, it's a long dress too. This is the before. I'll show you the side view as well, and I'll show you what I don't like about the side view. This is the side view. There's like this little pocket right here. on the top of my back, like, well, lower back. And I just want this to kind of flatten down. So I don't know if I'm gonna have to get it altered or not, but that's that. This is the back of the dress. Whoop, this dress is long, y'all. Whew. So I'm supposed to wear gold heels with it. So I'm gonna show you a picture of the model in the dress. And before I ordered the dress, I actually got a sample dress to put on to see what size. So I'm not sure if it's because the sample dress was a different style, but it fit. It was a little snug, but you know, I be believing in me being able to change my body. So I was like, oh, it's snug. That's all right. Well, this one is like super snug. No, y'all. What you think? What you think, girl? Let me know in the comments below what you think. But I'm gonna do my best to get to where I want to be with this dress. But it's a dress. I like it. I think it's cute. All of the dresses on the site had like a little snug tug to it. That's just how the style is for the wedding, what the bride wanted. So what the bride wants, the bride is gonna get. However, I need to figure this out. This right here, okay? But this is the dress. I wanted to make sure I showed it to you. A bridesmaid's dress for mid-January. So we got 3 months to get it together. All right, I'll be back when it's time to make lunch. See you soon. Hey fam, I'm back from running my errands and now it's time for lunch. Now on the drive home, I was thinking, oh man, that unwich that I got from Jimmy John's when I was out of town, that was crossing my mind. But the Jimmy John's is like 35 minutes away from my home and I wasn't trying to drive that far, okay? Then I thought about this low-carb wraps that I purchased when I went to the grocery store last time, and baby, we're gonna make us a wrap today, okay? That's not too heavy and it's not too light that I'm gonna be hungry in 5 seconds. And you already know I don't eat bread. If I look at bread, I gain 10 pounds. So we're gonna go with the low-carb wrap option, okay? And here they go right here. Bam, okay? 0 net carbs. So there's 13 carbs, but there's 12 dietary fiber. You know, they take that out, and 1 gram of allulose. So that's what makes it 0 net carbs. And protein, there's 4 grams of protein. So that's what I look at with me being high protein, low carb. All right, let's get to making these wraps or sandwiches for lunch. So here are the ingredients I'm using for our lunch. Super simple, nothing fancy at all. Let's get to it. Now the first step is to go ahead and spread a thin layer of mayo right across the wrap. I don't like it too heavy, but just enough for that creamy base. Then I added a little bit of mustard right on top for a little tangy flavor. And then my deli turkey slices. I'm just using 4 slices today. That gives me enough protein to hold me over, but doesn't feel too heavy. I added a little bit of shredded lettuce and a few sliced tomatoes. You know I like my onions, so of course I diced up a little bit of onions and put it in there as well. But now the last step is to drizzle just a little bit of Italian dressing on top. Now for me, this step just ties everything together, okay? Now the tricky part is wrapping it up. I'm gonna do the best to fold it tightly. Sometimes it wants to fight me back, but guess what? We're just gonna go ahead and make this work, okay? I'm cutting it in half just to be a little fancy, but there we go. Our simple turkey wrap that took maybe 5 minutes. All right, y'all, I'm excited because I was craving the unwich. Now I know it's something different, you know, it's a wrap, but I like wraps too. So we're gonna eat this lunch. Now I know I don't make it like the professional sub and wrap people, right? They be wrapping this on the side, but guess what? And this is what it looks like. All right, let's get it. Let me tell you something, y'all. Where there's a will, there's a way, okay? I could have grabbed me 2 slices of bread. I could have just went ahead and went to Publix and got me a sub. I could have done that. But baby, let me tell you something. This is a good substitute, and it has everything that I love in it. The only thing that I'm missing is like the banana peppers, the yellow banana peppers. I don't know if you guys like that. If you do, drop it down below, and a little bit of jalapeno. I don't have any here. But the Italian dressing that I put on there, it's not the exact same, but I remember putting on the sub dressing on my subs, and they used to give it that boom factor. Okay? I gotta grab a napkin. Hold on. Baby, this lunch is busting. I might make me another one, okay? All right. So I'm gonna eat my lunch and I will be back for dinner. See you soon. Okay, fam, it's dinner time, and tonight we're doing one of my favorites, a ribeye steak with a side of sautéed veggies. All right, so I am rubbing both sides with avocado oil first, just to help those seasonings stick. Now for the seasonings, I'm using my go-to mix, okay? Garlic powder, onion powder, some black pepper, Goya adobo, a little cayenne pepper for a kick, and of course, some salt. Now, y'all already know my go-to basics, okay? I use these seasonings all the time because I love the flavor that they give my meat. It's bold, it's savory, and it has a little bit of spice, okay? Now, once we're done with that, I've got my cast iron skillet heating up on medium-high heat with a little avocado oil. I'm gonna let this steak sear for about 3 to 4 minutes on the first side before we flip it over, okay? We're gonna allow that to sear as well on the other side, and while that's searing, we're gonna go ahead and prep the veggies. Now, the first thing I'm doing is chopping up about half a small onion. I just love sauteed onions, y'all. I'm also adding a little bit of green pepper to this mix, and I'm also adding some red bell pepper as well. Now, you can use whatever veggies you like. Mushrooms or zucchini would be great too, but I'm just keeping it simple tonight. All right, now that steak has that perfect crust now. I'm adding 2 tablespoons of butter to the pan. Y'all know butter just makes everything better, okay? Now that butter is gonna mix those seasonings in. It's gonna mix with it and create the most flavorful sauce. I've added my sliced veggies right into that buttery pan. They're gonna soak up all those juices from the steak, and I'm gonna allow those veggies to sizzle and absorb those juices for about 2 to 3 more minutes, and then we'll be back. All right, y'all, it's time for this steak to come out of the pan. We're gonna put it to the side and let it rest. And now we're gonna continue to saute these veggies, okay? We're gonna saute them for about 7 minutes, but we also want it to have a little flavor, okay? I added a little bit of garlic powder and some adobo seasonings on top. I don't need onion powder this time because we already have some fresh onions in there. Now, after sauteing for about 7 minutes, I feel like these veggies are to my liking. We're gonna go ahead and turn the burner off, and it is time for us to plate our food. I'm placing those veggies right next to that juicy steak, and I also took some of that buttery sauce from the pan and I poured it right on top. Look at that, y'all, juicy T-bone steak with some sauteed veggies. Now let's go on ahead and do a taste test, okay? You already know I gotta let y'all know how the food turned out. The kitchen is smelling amazing and the steak is looking so good. Look at that. So I put a little bit of veggies, some onions, bell pepper, and the steak. It's just something about how that sauteed onion hits that steak, and the steak is so good. It's seasoned just right. I'm gonna mess this plate up. I already know I will. It's so colorful. It's just something about a nice looking plate and it tastes good. It's about to go down. All right, cut me another piece of steak. I think I'm getting better at cooking steak, y'all. I'm not saying I'm a pro, but it just seemed like I just did that thing. And look at this steak. Fully cooked, juicy. Melt in your mouth, not in your hands. Wait, I think that's M&M's. Either way, that steak is good, okay? All right, well, that's the end of the video, y'all. Thank you so much for spending the day with me in this What I Eat in a Day video. Comment down below. Let me know which meal you're willing to try or you like the best. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.